Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Most Search. This is a show where Warren and I talk about the most searched things over the last week. Normally, the things that are trending over Google. But today we have a special wild card. The wild card being Sfiso Masamula, the ex-band member. He used to be in a band called Corporal Punishment.
Are you seriously doing this?
UFOs. UFOs.
Aliens.
Yep, not made on this earth. The top secret Pentagon UFO task force reportedly expected to reveal some findings in the coming months. What?
Just say that title again.
The top secret Pentagon UFO task force reportedly expected to reveal some findings. Yes, so that's pretty much the title.
What's the acronym if you said the acronym?
Okay, I'm not going to do that. All right, so here's the thing.
I gotta hear the acronym. Wait, no.
Okay. All right, it's TSPUTFRETRSF. That's what they
sounds like a Star Wars character.
That was a keyboard smash. That guy tripped and hit the keyboard and it saved the name.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm going to continue.
My sound is not affecting you guys, is it?
No, it's pretty good. It's working quite well.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, just to sum this up, what has happened is there's a secret Pentagon program that has been conducting classified briefings over the decade or so, analyzing various encounters between military vehicles and UFOs. The program was initially disbanded, but the Senate committee report last month revealed spending on a program called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. Okay, this is largely because what's happened is that there has been confirmation, apart from the recent footage that has been released of all people, leaked by Blink-182 singer Tom DeLonge, however you want to say his name.
He was almost in your band, bro.
Yeah, he was almost in Cecil's band. So the footage that was released in 2004. It was released in 2004 and 2015, and the footage was later then confirmed by the Navy that it was their footage. The videos were known as FLR-1, Gimbal, and Go Fast, 3 separate videos, where they were recorded by a fighter jet F-15, which travels as quick as 1.8 Mach, which is the equivalent to, wait for it, 2,000 kilometers per hour. That's how quick the jet capturing this unidentified flying object was. And that object was still moving a lot quicker back and forth next to it like it was standing still. Okay, so
the whole thing is a lot of information that we just got thrown at us.
Yeah, but I just want to get it all out of the way.
Yeah.
So the key things about the story, the key things about the story is that, firstly, the American government are making this public. Secondly, they want to continue funding this research because they did stop doing it in 2012. The reason being because one of the Senate guys, I forgot his name, it's Marco Rubio, who sits on the Senate of the Select Committee. He's saying that obviously there's no confirmation that these unidentified flying objects are obviously foreign other spaceships from other planets. But he's saying in terms of the Russians and Chinese exploring the American bases, have they achieved a technological leap whereby they can't catch them? So it's important to continue this investment so they can continue not only conducting the research on their current findings, which, I mean, we only know of 3 videos that have been released over the last couple of years. There's probably tons and tons and tons of stuff that these guys have that they haven't shared with us. The other key thing to this whole topic is that one of the consultants, and I think he's an astrophysicist, yes, he is, his name is Eric W. Davis, all right? And he's come out saying he was a consultant for the UFO program from 2007 up until 2012, and he's actually said they have off-world videos not made from this earth in terms of material that they currently have in their possession. So they are these unidentified flying objects that are made from matter that do not come from this earth. So what they want to now do is take all this information and they want to start obviously spending more money in it, or on it rather, and conduct studies to see and why. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And this is why this is trending.
And so, for half that thing, I pictured that guy with the hair on the History Channel. Aliens. That meme. That's literally I pictured for half your conversation. I just pictured that like aliens. Yeah.
Oh man, I actually don't have many questions. I don't have a lot of
You said
questions.
you've had many questions every topic.
I Yeah, I actually don't have any. Here's
He's
what.
tired.
Here's
He's
what.
fatigued. He's most search
I'm gonna
fatigue.
take. I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt, man.
Okay.
Why I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt is because of something as simple as movies. Movies. I've been lied to too many times, and I don't know if this might be the Truman Show.
Oh yeah. We're all in the Truman Show, yeah.
Exactly. So, like anything, they can literally tell us anything. They can tell us that yes, this is the secret invasion in fucking Marvel comics. Yes, this is the secret invasion. This is what's happening. Secret Wars is about to happen. We have shapeshifters. What? I could be a shapeshifter. Like, that's how far I'm willing to take it. I could be a shapeshifter and I don't know it.
You mean like
You
the
understand
lizard
what I'm
people?
saying? So
The theory of the lizard people.
I don't have questions. I don't have questions. What there are stuff that are built on this world from other planets. Okay. Okay, cool. That's how I'm taking it.
This doesn't look like.
You can't surprise me.
This seems like a part of a movie, the documentary that like starts losing his mind.
No, seriously.
He's
No.
breaking down. He's like, oh, okay, cool, Bigfoot, bitch. Okay.
Okay. Exactly. That's where I'm at when it comes to when it comes to UFOs, Area 51. That's where my head is at. I'm not gonna try decipher. I'm not gonna try work my head around it. One, it's already a lot. Already a lot. I mean, you're telling me that there's a ship that is faster than a fighter jet.
What I can agree with you in a sense with the film stuff is the dilemma is one. Obviously, you can do almost anything with VFX and whatnot.
Anything.
Now, the other problem is we are taking the advice from the people who are keeping secrets, telling us that this is what it is, and saying they have verified the footage. That's kind of the only problem that comes in. It's like you have never met me, and I'm telling you I've done something. You're like, oh, okay, cool. He said he has a degree in astrophysicism. Cool. I'll take his word for it. And he's saying this specific stone in my garden creates magnesium in the sun. Well, okay. I have no.
I mean, hey,
And that's like kind of that happens with the UFO story. Even if it is true, the problem we sit with is it's the government telling us what it is and telling us that they verified it and that kind of stuff. So that's where you
After they've lied to you for X amount of years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is interesting, and it's based on that fact that you literally just said they verified it, and one of the reasons they said they verified the footage was leaked by the Navy was because they did want to make sure people were aware that, because there was a lot of rumors that the video footage released was fake, and they've come out saying no, it wasn't. It actually was recorded, and but you got to say, okay, why after all this time admit now that all this footage is real, even though all these conspiracy theorists have been after them, Area 51, all these other things for a long time? Why now then come out and say that this is all real? And one of the things you got to consider is saying, okay, well, if they give a little taster or teaser rather to the public as to what they've been seeing over the past years, whether or not this is extraterrestrial life forms or whether or not it is the enemy. If they release this footage and get a bit of an outcry, they then support the narrative in getting more funding for this sort of research that then can help them weaponize whatever they're busy working on. So they've got more funding. So from a research perspective, it makes sense to do that, to get more funding to do whatever it is that you need to be doing. The other thing is the technology perspective in terms of finding stuff that is not made from this earth. I mean, another plausible idea is, well, Russia's had astronauts up there for how long before the US relaunched their NASA program? You've got all these other guys with all sorts of things. I mean, so that stuff could have been sent back and forth for a long time. But one of the things that's...
We have asteroids hitting the atmosphere continuously, tiny little asteroids. So
that they're aware of, and we not, because they've got all the equipment. And the other thing is to consider, and the one thing that blows my mind the most, is that in World War II, if you just take an example of all the sketches and the aircrafts and the things that, say, the Nazis were developing back then, things that were never shared, things that were never released, where other people were seeing it going, well, this is unidentified, but it could have just then been developed by the enemy, which is, again, the valid point to what Marco Rubio was saying, which is why they need funding, because they want to be the ones ultimately leading this race as opposed to playing catch up. But yeah, so I mean, this is where we're at. I think it's interesting. I think if they're saying they're going to be releasing more facts and more findings regarding all of this. There was another video apart from these three that I'm speaking about in 2004, 2015. There's another one that's recently been released on Reddit. So we're going to see a lot more of these things.
I think they got scared about the Area 51 raid that happened by the civilians. And they're just like, let's release something. All those weirdos doing their Naruto runs. Naruto running. You know? That's what is happening.
But that's compelling, isn't it, though? It's like they just decided they want to have a party there. But even when they were having a party there, they had all that security surrounding that area that supposedly has nothing there. Why would you have a place so heavily fortified if you had nothing there?
Because science, Claudio. Okay?
Well, science, yes. What science are they conducting? What science are they conducting that they're hiding from everyone, and why? You know?
Well, it's like the concept of every president that comes into power gets told the secrets of the past, and he's not allowed to say shit. Like all the bad stuff that's happened, or what they have and what they don't have.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, it's 100% real. There's not even the fact that the Masons,
presidents know nothing. Man. The presidents know nothing.
The Freemasons are real. That's a definite fact. So that just it's a whole thing, bro. It's a whole thing. You have to go there. It's a whole thing. I play Assassin's Creed. Okay, it's the whole thing. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Like your level of thinking is shaped by so many factors, right? Something as simple as Assassin's Creed, like you just did now, Warren, that there's so many things happening there that is literally happening in the world. And that's what I'm saying, that media or any platform really, whether it's a game, whether it's, I mean, I could literally just come, guys, you know, I was actually meant to be here and I'm an alien and I'm here to gather what humans are thinking. How believable does that sound right now?
I feel sorry for you because we have like Teen Moms does very well and shit on TV. So I'd be like, don't listen to us.
Dude, and so you're thinking something as simple as a UFO. I mean, literally all I'm seeing is a spheric object. And who said that should be a UFO? And who said that the cylinder thing is unidentified? But
that's no. So, but is that not interesting? That is telling in itself that these symbols that we have that have been associated with these so-called unidentified flying objects, right, have not just come out. It's almost like it's biblical in a sense where the signs and symbols of the before we even got into the point of the Bible, the symbols that were captured. And this is another random, again, if we're going to go conspiracy theorist, but I suppose if there was ever time to be conspiracy or any topic, this is the topic. But if you're looking at the signs and symbols across the different caves, different cultures, civilizations, even though they didn't speak to each other, yes, there are correlations. There are correlations between the images that these guys conjured up or came up with that were never in contact with each other. So where did those stories come from? How did they all then have the same story?
You're referring to also those giant carvings in like landscapes that you can only see from the sky.
Well, yeah, if you want to. I'm referring to all these things, really. It's very broad.
Man.
So the point is, I mean, I'm just touching on the fact that Fiesel spoke about the UFO shape, all right? And if we go back in the 60s, that shape was relevant back then. And now there's footage in 2015 of that shape still being around, which also makes me question, though. But it does make
2015. Wait, don't play with my mind. Don't say we're in 2015. I might think we're literally in 2015.
No, that's someone who's gotten into this video and started sending you back there.
Don't play around.
No, where was I going with this? I think the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm trying to debunk the whole myth based on what you were saying, Warren, like the government
symbols,
telling us this is all validated. The fact that the image of the UFO and the flying saucer is still the same. Would you not then think from the 60s or the 70s until now to 2020, would the shape of the craft not change in terms of technology being evolved? Or they're already so evolved that there's no need to make enhancements to whatever it is that's been made?
You wouldn't,
I mean, like,
if they're already here, right? If it's a legit thing.
Have they been flying around the same craft?
They've been. No, I'm saying if the UFO is legit, right? And it's like, oh my god, it's aliens. The reason they would not have to change, take Independence Day as an example.
Chris is calling time out now. She's like, enough, guys. Yeah, sorry.
Take Independence Day as an example. They've traveled light years. We can't. They're already at that point. So why would they change anything? If anything, that little spaceship flying faster than our jet was probably in second gear. If you look at it that way.
This is knowledge right here. I better next time you tell me I should bring an exam pad. Wow.
So
boys are gonna love these stories.
Think about it that way. We're struggling to get people back to the moon. If they've done interstellar travel, why would they change anything? They've already scoped it and said, oh, okay, these guys are about 3,000 years away from technology. Why would we can peek in and out and just pique interest if it's a real thing. In terms of government thing of keeping it, of course you would keep it because if you think about it, any sci-fi film which has been integrated into us, it's never hard-edged. Sci-fi has always got cool curves and it's rounded shape. Even Star Wars, even though the originals were square-shaped in a sense, to a degree, to a large point, it was shapes and designs that were unique and different. And they were designed to cut through air and all that kind of stuff, special shapes and whatnot. So you wouldn't change that. If you change your narrative, you break the what's the word? No, I don't want to say manipulation. Hypnotism. You break that if you change your system. So if it worked in the 60s, which obviously it has, and we are like-minded people in the sense that our brains still function the same way. The only difference is we have internet to give us more knowledge, but yet we're still easily manipulated. You just continuously put it in different ways. So you just keep it going. Just keep it like that. No one's heard shit for 15 years or more, and all of a sudden it's back. So, and again, it's a case of it's a tiny little blip that is, oh, we found it. Now we're going to do more research. All right. Well, what happened to your research for the last 70 years?
Oh, they've got it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's the point.
They've
So
only showed us
it's like you breadcrumbs, in a sense. You leave little breadcrumbs and it pulls everyone kind of back in and back in and back in. You could say it's a distraction point for all the caca that's going on in the world now. They're like, oh, we need to put distraction away from whatever Black Lives Matter, from the presidency, from whatever. Let's throw in a UFO sighting. And hopefully they turn around.
Power is so fun. Oh, man. Like, being in power is so fun that you can just decide. I feel like pressing the button. Yeah. This is the button I want to press. Sport. Like, wow.
Now you're just talking about Fikile.
But I can see it. What was that?
Now you're just talking about a sports minister now, just like doing
power.
whatever he wants. Yeah.
But, I think it's cool nonetheless. It's interesting shit. Like I watch a lot of Discovery and National Geographic and History Channel, so I always like that kind of stuff. The theory stuff is a bit scientific. Sorry, the sci-fi theory conspiracies is a bit different because again, it's all hypothetical in a sense. Obviously, I dig the more history stuff, like where did Hitler disappear to, that kind of shit. But it's cool nonetheless because, like as Claudio alluded to early in the show, I studied film.
Warren, you're too much, man.
Why?
You're gonna make me. You're gonna no. I gotta.
The fact
I
that
gotta
Hitler
end this
lived the
with
rest
you.
of his life out in Argentina. You mean that?
I gotta end
I
this.
saw
with
that.
you.
I saw they're trying to hunt him. That's,
No,
that's
I gotta end this.
yeah.
Cloudy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's
Okay.
cool.
I'm just gonna stick to
But
you, my man.
at the same time, they're saying they verified it, which doesn't help my situation. That
No, of course. It's almost like it's that person that's been lying to you this whole time. And now you've seen footage of them lying to you. And now they've come out saying, "Oh, yes,
Oh,
yeah, no, that's true. I
you got
lied,
me.
and that's true."
oh,
Yeah.
don't scratch my
And you're
car.
like, well, if that's true, like, what else is true? Yeah. What else is true?